everybody, and welcome to this tutorial on how to install, use and edit pattern brushes within Adobe Illustrator Creative Cloud. Most pattern brush files will come in a .ai format, so like an ordinary Adobe file. So what I'm going to do is open one of those files. It's really easy, so if you just go to File and then Open. So if you've downloaded these files from my Creative Market site, you'll get this folder with a whole host of brushes and pattern files within it. So to open these pattern brushes, I'm going into the brushes folder and I'm going to open the Indigo Hair pattern brushes.ai file. Click open. So what you'll notice is you've got a blank file, but in our brushes palette, so if this hasn't come up, if you just select the brushes, your palette will come up. I've got a whole host of pattern brushes that have been imported with this. So in order for us to use these within our Illustrator, not just this one file, I need to save this pack. So if I go to the brushes menu in the top right hand corner and then go down to Save Brush Library at the bottom there, and then I can either keep its name Indigo Hair Pattern Brushes, or I could give it a new name. It's entirely up to you, and then click Save. So now if we go and open a new file, so first of all, you'll see in the brushes palette we've only got the default brushes there. So in order to use the ones we've just imported, if we again go to the brushes menu, go down to Open Brush Library, and you can see here there's already a whole host of brush packs that come within Adobe Illustrator, but any that you might download and install yourself, or if you create any of your own, they will appear in this user defined section here. So I'm going to go down to Indigo Hair Pattern Brushes, which is the one that we've just done, and it brings it up in a separate window. Now what we can do is I'm going to click and then scroll down to the bottom of the menu and click the Shift key to select them all. You can see they're all highlighted there, and then just click and drag them over to the right hand side. So now you can see they're all in my main brush library. So once they're all installed, they're really easy to use. So I'm going to use my curvature tool to just draw kind of a nice kind of wavy line there, and select it, and then simply if I click on these, you can see all the different pattern brushes that are in my library here. So I can just click on any of them that I want, like so. They're also really easy to edit as well, so I can edit the size and the colour of them really simply. So there's two different ways that you can edit the size of the pattern. I can do it either by double clicking on the pattern that's selected within the brush palette here, and it will bring up my pattern brush options. You can see from here we can do a few things, so I can kind of scale the percentage this way. I can also, in this percentage box, if I make the percentage higher, you can see it's spacing this pattern out a bit, or make it lower, it will condense them. So that's one way of editing the size of the pattern. Click that. The other way of doing it is through our strokes palette. So if I open that up, I can also, if I change the weight in here, I can change the size of the pattern as well that way. So two ways of doing it. I can also edit the colour. So if I open up my swatches palette, make sure that my stroke is on the in front there, and then I can just click and change the colour of this pattern really easily. So it gives you loads of creative options with these brushes, because you can change the size and the colour and allocate them to any stroke line.